I failed my dosage calc exam in my last semester of nursing school. Luckily, I was able to retake it and I passed it the second time. This is your reminder to start brushing up now on those dosage calculation skills to get ready for those spring exams. So let's go. All right, so we're going to start with a drop factor problem. Guys, I don't even really know that I've ever used drop factor in 18 years of nursing practice, but for some reason we're still testing over it, so let's get into it. So we always look at our order, which is for 500 milliliters over 4 hours, and here's our drop factor of 15 drops per milliliter. So remember, the first step is we're always going to look for what we're given and what we're converting to, and that's always going to go on top. So with drop factor problems, we're always looking for drops per minute. So always start your problem with the end in mind, okay? So we're going to set up our problem just like this, drops per minute. All right, and so our drops go on top just like here. So we have 15 drops per milliliter. We also have 500 milliliters over 4 hours. We know we're going to have to get rid of the milliliters. And we know we're going to have to get rid of the hours because we want drops per minute. So that's why we have to set it up like this with 1 hour equals 60 minutes. Then you're simply going to multiply everything. So we're multiplying 15 times 500 to get a total of 7,500. And then we multiply 4 times 60 to get 240, which divided out equals 31.25. Always go by your school's rounding policy, but that's going to equal out to 31 drops per minute. All right, let's move on to one that you're definitely going to be using in practice. So we have an order here for dopamine, 5 mics per kilo per minute. What we have available is dopamine 800 milligrams in 500 milliliters. We have our patient weight at 154 pounds because we can see that this is a weight-based problem. And so we want to set our pump to milliliters per hour, okay? Always setting the IV pump to milliliters per hour. So the very first step that I always take is I know I need this converted to kilograms. So I'm going to take 154 divided by 2.2, which comes out to a nice even 70 kilos. Then I'm going to take my 70 and multiply that times 5 because we need 5 micrograms per kilogram. And so taking 70 times 5 here, that gives us a total of 350 micrograms per minute. And so that eliminates a little bit of stuff that's going to go on the top of our equation here. All right, so remember, begin with the end in mind. We always want to end up with milliliters per hour when we're setting an IV pump. So milliliters per hour. Milliliters are going to go on top. We have 500 milliliters with 800 milligrams. We are going to do 350 mics per minute because we did 70 times 5. But we got to get rid of the minutes because we set pumps in milliliters per hour. So 60 minutes is in 1 hour. So then that is going to eliminate that. We also have to get rid of micrograms and milligrams, right? Because again, we're looking for milliliters per hour. So milligram goes on top here. There's 1 milligram for 1,000, and that should say micrograms, guys. Sorry. So 1 milligram, 1,000 micrograms. So this milligram cancels out here. Micrograms cancels out here. Minutes cancels out here. And what we're left with is milliliters per hour. So we've got to multiply everything. So 500 times 350 times 60 gives us this huge number right here. And that's going to go over this number, which is 800 times 1,000. And so this huge number divided by 800,000 comes out to 13.125. Again, always go by your school rounding rules, but we're going to say that this is 13 milliliters per hour for this particular equation.